Yes, Monica, I'm eating grapes. Today's the research. Connection between eating grapes and the natural? Yes, inside dates are light and also the heart seeds. The light represents purity and the heart seeds represents the strong faith of our Lord Jesus Christ.
It's just a custom how we celebrate our martyrs.
I know our martyrs mean a witness that we should honor those who witness our Lord Jesus Christ. Their blood we shed to keep our Orthodox faith strong till now and always bringing our church.
Thank you, Santa, for explaining this to me and made me understand the connection between martyrs, faith, and knighthood.
You're welcome.
On the 20th of September, the church celebrates the martyrdom of Saint Theodore of Joseph. He was from the city of Joseph in Upper Egypt. When his mother wanted to present him to the house of idols to be educated there, his father refused and prayed a law from God to guide his son Theodore to the path of salvation. Theodore went to a righteous bishop to baptize him. He joined the army and became one of the great soldiers during the reign of Emperor Lucianus. One day, Saint Theodore saw a woman crying because the emperor took her 2 sons to offer them as a sacrifice to the serpent, although she is Christian. Saint Theodore turned his face towards the east and prayed. Then God gave him power to kill the serpent, and the 2 sons were now saved. The emperor ordered that they burn him into the fire. He delivered up his soul and received the crown of martyrdom. May his praise be with us in glory to God.
Saint Julius de la Croix, the writer of biographies of the martyrs. Saint Julius de la Croix was born from a Christian family in the city called Ephesus. During this time, the Christians started to persecute the Christians. Saint Julius served the martyrs and encouraged them to keep their faith. Saint Julius followed the martyrs martyrs, and when they died, he buried their bodies and wrote their stories. He also had 300 men who helped him write the stories of the martyrs. One day God spoke to him and said, "The crown is prepared for you, my beloved Saint Julius. Go and confess your faith in front of the governor of Seminary." Saint Julius Elapros suffered many tortures with joy, and many people believed because of his faith and the miracles he did. Finally, he received the crown of martyrdom, and the church celebrates his feast on the 22nd of Tut. The church collected all of his biographies and wrote in the book called the Synaxary. This is the Satanic story. His mom had no children. She went to the church and prayed in front of the Saint Mary icon and asked her for kids. And when she was done, she heard a voice coming out of the icon saying Amen. The Lord gave them Saint names. His parents taught him reading and writing in a Christian manner, and he kept him close to God. When declaration issued his order to worship idols, Nina left his position and went to the desert where he stayed many years praying to God. One day he saw heaven is open and the martyr crowned with beautiful crowns. When he heard a voice, "He who toils for the name of the Lord Christ shall receive these crowns." He returned back to the city and confessed the governor with the name of the Lord Christ. Finally, the governor ordered his head to be cut off his body and to be cast in the fire for 3 days and 3 nights. But his body was not harmed. Amen.
Saint Sophia was martyred. She used to go to church with her Christian neighbors. She became a believer in the Lord Christ, and she got baptized. Then the governor brought her and questioned her. She confessed and did not deny her faith. He tortured her with many tortures. She went out crying out, saying, "I'm a Christian." He sent his wife to convince her to not be Christian, but she refused. The governor commanded his soldiers to cut her head. When the righteous emperor Constantine heard the story of Saint Sophia, he carried her body to the city of Constantinople. He built a great cathedral and placed the body in. May it blessing be the Amen. Until he confessed the terrible things he does to the humans, like making sin acceptable to them and making them lazy as not to pray or repent. This criminal was tortured and brought to the Lord, but showing her until she was beheaded and received the crown of martyrdom. May her blessings be with us all. Amen. Died in the age of 12. He was the only child in his family, and his parents died when he was 12. He entered the church to hear the priest asking him about his right to remain for a few during the persecution. He gave all his silver, gold, and money to the poor. While he was walking down the river, he saw Archangel Michael and told him about all the stuff in his mercy. He confessed the name of our Lord Jesus Christ to the devil. The
government took Avenue on a boat and put him upside down and started to hit him. And the governor soldiers whipping him, and the soldiers got blind, and the rulers paralyzed the soldiers. The soldiers cried to Avenue to pray for them to become Christians. Avenue replied, "This will only happen in this so that everybody there should know that there was only one other God but Christ." The angels of the Lord came down from heaven, released Avenue the midst of all the blood that was running down his nose and mouth. When he arrived, the soldiers were healed. Snake crawled on the government was God can open the snake's mouth. Government sought to torture Avenue more by putting him in a cell full of snakes. But God closed all the snakes' mouth. And then one of the soldiers cut his head off, and he died. Saint Judas and Faustus took the body of Saint Avenue and put him in the city of Glory. May their blessing be with all of them.
Spiritual work of faith. During the days when there was liturgy, when the holy bread for one, and during the days had no liturgy, yes, the neighboring was going making some bread, all time sustained. He walked around the church one day, everything that was necessary without ever being really away. His face was cold, and it attracted the attention of everyone who lived during a period of persecution under the Romans. Then a dream, God showed him that he will receive the crown of martyrs. Satan went and told the bishop about the dream and asked the bishop to bury its body in the cemetery in Luxor, where his ancestors were buried. The Roman commander came to the saint's town with the soldiers and the workers for the believers. They heard about the deacon bonus and set out with the party. They found him after he had encouraged the police. The commander was very angry with Saint Onus because of his truth, and the soldiers began to try a series of torture methods with the saint, having no mercy on his young age. During all this torture, Saint Onus glorified and called out for God to help him. Finally, he was martyred on the 16th day of the Coptic Orthodox. He was only 12 years old when he was martyred. He was known as the patron saint of the apostates.
Saint Mark was an apostle. Saint Mark the apostle was born in the city of Cyrene in Central Pontus, on the western side of Lydia. He was born from a wealthy Jewish family. His father's name was Aristobulus, and his mother's name was Mary. They raised him up in the fear of God and learned about their education. He studied the Torah and the Jewish law and mastered many languages such as Greek, Latin, and Hebrew. Saint Mark's Jewish name was John, which meant God is gracious. He also had a Roman name which was Mark, meaning the hammer. He was attacked, so he went to Jerusalem. At the same time, Jesus had started preaching. Saint Mark was one of the disciples. Saint Mark's house was actually one of the most famous houses of God because the Lord had the Last Supper, and Lord went through the disciples. He instituted the sacrament of the Eucharist, and many more things happened in Saint Mark's house. The Coptic Church calls Saint Mark the Pilgrim of God, the pure apostle, and the evangelist. One of his miracles was when Mark, with the help of God, made the line through. St. Mark served with St. Barnabas the Second. He ministered in Cyrene and then in Egypt. Christianity started spreading in all of Greece. He established a church there and ordained St. Anianos to be the first bishop of Coptic Orthodox. St. Mark was attacked on the night of the resurrection. They tied St. Mark and dragged him out of Christ's Alexandria. They did that again the next day until he departed on the 30th of Bermuda on the year 68 AD.
After his father's death, he assumed his father's influential military reign in the Roman Guard at the age of 20. After St. George knew about the emperor's edicts of idol worship and enslavement of the steadfast Christians who refused to comply, he ransomed them with his own wealth and publicity, defended the oppressed and fearful Christians. Emperor Diocletian was torturing St. George and all the other Christians. But St. George's faith remained strong, ever so confident in the Lord Jesus Christ, who repeatedly healed him from the various wounds and inflictions meant to deceive and unbelief. St. George's forced to swallow poison. He was crushed between two spiked needles, boiled in a cauldron of molten lead and milk. But none of these attempts killed him, and his wounds were healed in the night by Christ himself. His martyrdom was greatly extended to more than 20 separate tortures over the course of 7 years. Over the course of his martyrdom, 4,900 pagans were converted to Christianity, including the Empress Alexandra. When St. George finally died, the wicked Diocletian was carried away in the fire, and St. George received the crown of martyrdom on Carnival 23rd. May he rest in peace, blessed.
Saint Diana and the 30 Virgins. There was a Christian girl named Saint Diana. She lived in a place called Northern Delta of the Nile River in Egypt. Diana's dad was a governor. His name was Mark. One time the emperor called him and asked him to bow down to the emperor's idols. But Mark refused to worship anyone. Mark refused to worship anyone except the Lord, so then the emperor persuaded him and offered him more money and power. Then Mark agreed to bow down to the idols. When Saint Diana heard that her father was bowing down to the idols, she went to him and talked with him about what he has done and disobeyed God. So a few days later, the emperor found out that it was Mark's daughter. Diana was telling her dad to not obey the emperor. He got so mad and told the guards to get Mark and behead him, since now he worships his God again and refuses to worship the idols. And so they killed him, and he was martyred on the 5th of Eden. But the emperor told Saint Diana to worship his idols, and she refused to.
And so he told his guards to torture her, and she was healed by God. Then they tortured her again, and she was healed by God. Every time they caused her harm, God will hear her or send his angels to comfort her. And the 40 virgins. God told her that she and all the virgins will have one more torture, and so they all went to the governor, and they all said, "Glory to God in the highest, peace on earth, goodwill towards men." And after he heard this, he told his guards to kill them all, and so they were marching on the 13th of October.
St. Marcellus of Josephine was born around 225 AD in Cappadocia. His parents were converted to Christianity and they called him Faithful, which means lover of the Father. They raised him in a Christian man. When he grew to adulthood at age 17, he enlisted in the Roman army during the day of Emperor Decius, the pagan. The Lord gave Philip the Jews strength and the courage, and he gained a great reputation among his superiors as a swordsman and a good tactician for many battles. They called him Marcellus and Josephine, which in Arabic means the Lord of two swords, referring to a second sword given to him by the archangel Michael. Then one day the emperor sent a messenger to summon Marcellus to the palace, saying, "Dear Marcellus, let us go offer incense to the gods who helped us attain victory in the wars." As they were leaving, Marcellus slipped through the crowd and went away. However, one of the guards reported his absence, and the emperor called Marcellus and asked him, "Is it true that you refused to worship the idols who helped us during the war?" Marcellus declared himself as a Christian, saying, "I do not worship anyone except my Lord and my God Jesus Christ." The emperor tried to persuade him to give up his faith, but he failed. Then ordered Marcellus to be stripped of his rank and tortured. Fearing of a revolt because the people loved Marcellus, the emperor had him bound in iron fetters and sent him to Caesarea. Marcellus was beheaded on the 4th of December, 250 AD, and was martyred on the 25th of October when he was only 25 years old. May the blessings be with us all. Amen.
St. Moses the Black was during the 4th century in Egypt. He was an Ethiopian. He was the slave of an important man, but after he committed a murder, his master banished him and he joined a band of robbers. Moses the brigand spent several years leading a sinful life, but through the great mercy of God, he repented, left his band of robbers, and went to one of the desert monasteries. He was converted to Christianity and became a monk. St. Moses was completely obedient to the Igumen and the brethren, and he poured forth many shards of sorrow for his evil life. St. Moses withdrew to a solitary cell where he spent the time in prayer and the strictest fasting in a very austere lifestyle. Once 4 of the robbers of his former band descended upon the cell of St. Moses. He had lost none of his great physical strength, so he tied them all up, throwing them over his shoulder. He brought them to the monastery where he asked the elders what to do with them. The elders ordered that they be set free. The robbers, learning that they had chanced upon their former ringleader and that he had dealt kindly with them, followed his example. They repented and became monks. When the saint reached age 75, he warned his monks that soon great events will descend upon the city and murder all that were there. The saint blessed his monks to leave in order to avoid violent death. After this, 7 of the brethren remained with the monks, and one of them hid nearby during the attack of the robbers. The robbers killed St. Moses and the 6 monks who remained with him. May his holy blessings be with us. Today we are celebrating all the martyrs because it is a new Coptic year. My favorite saint is the beautiful Saint Philomena, which her name means daughter of light. Theo Clayton cast her in prison when she refused was married to Pope. Saint Mary appeared to her and told her that she will lead to heaven after 40 days. Theo Clayton ordered that she be dragged into the streets of Rome and be showered with air. Every time God was healing her from her wounds. Theo Clayton ordered that a sharp-heated dart be directed to her heart to kill her.
Surprisingly, the dogs changed direction and returned to kill the archer. Finally, Jill placed an order that her head be cut off, and she received the crown of martyrdom. May your blessing be with us all. A Christian convert. Juliana refused to marry a pagan, thereby introducing the wrath of her pagan father and a pagan tutor. She was thereupon imprisoned, tortured, and beheaded. While in prison, she said to have been subject to a version of a demon, pretending to be an angel of light. And during her sacrifice to the pagan gods, recognizing the declaration, Juliana cried out, Lord God of heaven and earth, do not desert me, or your handmaid to perish. She vanquished the tempter who admitted to her that the devils, particularly selfish Christians, attended the Mass. Then Juliana has traditionally been invoked for the safe delivery of a woman in labor and protection from fever and contagious diseases.
Saint Laura was a martyr from the 3rd century. Her feast is celebrated in the 5th of October. She was born in Hungary. She died in the year 286. She was born September 21st, 1774 in Rome. She was born into a Christian family. She had a husband named St. Timothy. They organized the church books. The king wanted everyone to follow him. St. Timothy said no, so the king got mad. The king asked St. Laura to convince him to still say no. And then St. Laura didn't want worry to battle alone, so the king was to put them both in the fire, so they both died in the fire of God. That's the last.
Excellent job, excellent job. I'm very proud of you, Rex. You said some stories of some of the saints that I don't know about. It's amazing. انتوا عارفين الستوريز دي؟
Yeah, you have to ask questions to see who was
I doubt.
listening.
I doubt that. Okay, who of the saints has been put in a room that is full of snakes? Don't say anything. Parents. No, that's not. I don't know, okay. One gift card, a donation, call a gift card and talk to donation. Fundraise. Guys, let me tell you something. By the way, this is my favorite saint, Saint Moses the Strong. Always remember the saints that it is not just a story. You build a relationship with them, you know, when they feast, you memorize their story, you go to their church when they are having a feast. You build a relationship with those saints because they will be protecting you, will be there for you, be doing a lot of miracles. Okay? Deal? Thank you everyone. May God bless all of you. Let us have a picture.
Picture with the moon. Guys, squeeze a little bit. Hola.
Joseph. 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 Joseph.
1, 2.
There we go. All right. Yeah. Cheese.
I have the last session or the last option will start vespers. If you can stay, no problem. If you have to leave, no problem. May God bless you. And let us pray before we leave. If those who are leaving, hear us, O Lord, when we call upon you. Thank you. Let us pray together. Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. Forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from the evil one. Because yours are, Lord God, the kingdom, the power, and the glory forever. Amen. أليس الناس أكثر فانتقطوا فنجت أليس الناس because we have no other help than our tribulation, but you hear us, O Lord. So we call upon you, thank God, Father of art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will.
Hristos Iisus benșos. Să fie stăsite. E Domnul Măneșor.
L'ultimo sentire sus Christus, ci affresche pasine con il fervo tenero nel ferino, ci ottenere per piasoero, attivo terapeuta shori Antonio, fai elso, formar con voce te ferero, che boie vuoi compare mitiero te venon, che rivi vege, vi quando perdo le shoi spenoti, shoi spenoti. Se non ti rifatto canto, nell'ultimo sceso, non ti ho pensato di Christos. We thank you for everything concerning everything and everything you have told us. Help us, guard us, accept us, you shall spare us, support us, and have brought us to this hour.
Help us and accept the supplications and prayers of the saints, for that which is good on our behalf at all time, and forgive us our sins. Lord, have
On the soul of my congregation, us with goodness, holy and all the days of our life, and all peace with your fear. All envy, all temptation, all the work of Satan, the counsel of wicked men, the rising up of enemies, hidden and manifesting them away from us and from all your people, from this your holy priesthood, even and from this your church that is yours. But those things which are not profitable will provide for us what is yours, given us not for and save us as profitable from the power of the enemy. Amen.